What's up? Tyler from Plugged On. I'm here with an album review. This time I'm going to talk about the new album from Opeth titled In Cauda Venenum. This is the follow-up to 2016's Sorceress, which I think was a solid album from Opeth. But yeah, I mean, I like Opeth a lot. I'm always interested in what they're going to do. Of course, you know, they were a progressive death metal band for a long portion of their career, and then 2011's Heritage switched their style up and have been more of a progressive rock band. You know, Michael's just not into metal anymore, which, can we stop asking that in interviews? It's such a tired thing. Anyways, just had to say it. Yeah, Pale Communion from 2014, I thought was a fantastic album from these guys. Sorceress, like I said, was also good, but Sorceress does not have the staying power to me that Pale Communion does, or really a lot of Opeth's earlier albums. So looking forward to this one regardless, though. You know, I reviewed Heart and Hand, their lead single off of it, which I really enjoy. Still enjoy that song. I like the energy that it brings to the album. You know, there are heavier moments on here of just some really big fat guitars. And I like that they're taking a more heavier sound, but still doing that progressive rock side, still doing a lot of great acoustic sections on guitar and a lot of great melodies. I mean, it all seems to flow a little bit more on this album. And I'll say I absolutely enjoy this album more than Sorceress, if we're just comparing it to their most recent effort, because there's just so many more moments on this album that I think will stick with me and will make me want to come back to this one. You know, Dignity, you know, they put Dignity out ahead of time as well. That's a song that initially I was just like, I don't really dig this. Like, I don't know, it just was not grabbing my attention, but putting it in the album, something about it just pops a little bit more to me. I think Michael's vocals are fantastic later on in the song, but then, you know, my favorite part is maybe a minute and a half into the song, the guitar solo comes in. Man, that guitar just screams. It sounds so good. I love it. So that song has grown on me a lot. Heart and Hand's good, but then, you know, how are the other songs that they didn't put out ahead of time? I mean, Next of Kin, I think, is really cool, and has just some really fat guitar riffs going on. I enjoy that one, especially towards the end. Some really interesting, more symphonic elements coming in, which I like, and really just showcases how great this album's production is, because they really make things pop when they need to pop, and I like that a lot. Lovelorn Crime, I think, is one that's, you know, definitely showcases Michael's vocals, his clean vocals, which I just feel like they get better and better with every album that they do this sort of style, and I feel like, you know, they're finding their groove. Like Heritage, while not a bad album, just doesn't do much. And then Pale Communion, they brought a little bit more heaviness in. Sorceress, a little bit more heaviness. And now they're bringing a little bit more heaviness. They're not a death metal band anymore. But I think blending those two can create an interesting sound for these guys. And Opeth has always, you know, created a lot of great atmosphere with their songs. And I feel like this album, more than any of their most recent run, definitely has that more than others. Charlatan is another one that I really like, and you want to talk about just some heavier guitars. I mean, it's probably the lowest sounding guitars that Opeth has ever had on that song, and I thoroughly enjoy that song. Especially love the ending of it. Very interesting end as well to that one. But that song reminds me a lot of like Haken, which is another progressive band. You know, that band, you know, they use some lower tuned guitars, a little bit more bouncier riffs, and to have Opeth do something like that, I thought was pretty interesting. Universal Truth is another song that I thoroughly enjoy, especially on the vocal side. I mean, there's some really fascinating acoustic guitar work on this one, but the vocals I thoroughly enjoy. And the vocals, you know, when the song's kind of going, reminds me a little, gives me just Alice in Chains feels. Just the way that, you know, they're kind of changing pitch with the vocals and dragging certain words out. I was like, I kind of like that touch there. Something a little newer for Opeth. Yeah, and I think overall, I mean, the album is good. All Things Will Pass, I think, is a really cool ending song, mostly just because I think the last 2 minutes is just fantastic. And I love the kind of emotion Michael's putting into his vocals towards the end there. It's a good album, for sure. And, you know, is it their best album? No. I feel like I say this with every Opeth review, but I will always lean towards those earlier albums. They're special. They're incredible. But I do enjoy this stuff, and I feel like when it comes to, you know, the most recent 4 records that these guys have done, I feel like this could potentially be their best one yet, and it gets me excited for more Opeth, because I got to a point there, like I said, with Sorceress. Like, Sorceress was good. I loved it when it came out, but it just didn't have staying power, and I almost got to the point of like, oh yeah, Opeth, like, and I love them, like they're fucking awesome. But I'm like, oh yeah, Opeth, they're still making music and doing stuff. Now I have that Opeth itch again. I need to go back and I'm just gonna go listen to fucking every album they have because they're great. So yeah, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. I think it is a very good album. So let me know what you think of the new Opeth album. Thanks for watching and listening. See you later.